What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB, and I'm here today with a review for Life After Lockup. This is season 2. I believe this is episode 42. You guys, this is so fucking stupid. Like, We TV. This is one of your highest rated shows. Like, I know y'all got the budget. Like, I feel like y'all are lowballing these people because y'all don't want to pay them what they probably are worth. But it's bullshit. Like, I think it's bullshit. But this, like I said, it's episode 42 and it's titled Wake Up Calls. Wake Up Calls for who? Alright, guys. So without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump into the video. Okay? Let's get into it. Alright, you guys. So I think I'm gonna start small and then work up to the stuff that was like the crux of this episode. So we're first starting with Brittany and Marcelino. So we see Brittany and Marcelino, they in bed with each other. Brittany is telling Marcelino that her mom is gonna come out there because she already has 2 kids now and she's pregnant, so she just needs a little bit of help. So her mom's gonna come out to help her. And then she's also telling him how she hopes that this will help her with her, help her strengthen her relationship with her mother because her mom don't have that great of a relationship. Then they show a flashback to her first season on the show when she was showing that as a kid she used to collect quarters and that one day her mom and dad went into the book of quarters and stole them, and well, they didn't technically steal them. Well, yeah, they stole them. Excuse me, y'all. So they took them when they got some alcohol. I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. And I wonder what kind of quarter book it was. Was it like though? Because if you guys, oh god, I'm really about to age myself. If you guys remember in the early 2000s, actually 2000 to be exact, in a year, nope, they started in 1999. So you guys remember the new quarters were on the back of each quarter was a state. So I don't remember that it was supposed to be all 50 states at a certain point in time because I used to collect them as well. I used to collect those quarters as well. So it would be all 50 states. I don't think we ever got to complete the 50 states because I think it was like supposed to be a quarter a month or so like that. Because like I said, it started in 99, and then remember on each quarter it told what year it came out. Like the one that came out in 99, it had 99 on it. Then 2000, 2001. I actually believe the new quarter stopped into either 2000 or '01. I can't remember to be exact, but I collected those. Then one of my best friends, he was really into coins. He would collect, quarters, pennies, nickels, dimes. He had a book that you could get each year. Like he had one, 1980 XYZ. So I just wondered if it was that. But shit, either way it go, they took the girl's fucking money. So then we do see Brittany. She's at the airport with Marcelino. She's picking up her mom and her sisters. So, she also tells us that her mom and her sisters, they have a lease place that's literally down the street from them. So, Brittany talks to her mom about how she felt as a kid. And Brittany just tells her basically that, as a kid, she felt alone. And that, maybe she didn't feel the way that she felt, her life might have went in a different direction. Because she ran away at 12. They were in a hotel. And then when she went back to the hotel, they were gone. And I'm like, damn, that's fucked up. That is really fucked up. But her mom's like, that's why she's there. She wants to repair her relationship with Brittany, and also be the grandmother to Brittany's kids, than the mother than she was to her Brittany. I hope it works out. I mean, we make mistakes, but the truth in being a human is learning from your mistakes. As long as you can, it's okay to make mistakes, just as long as you learn from those mistakes and don't make those same mistakes again, which we're going to talk about in a little bit, making the same mistakes. But that's a different situation. But let's move on, you guys. Alright, you guys, so let's move over to Cheryl and Josh. So you guys remember at the end of last season of Love After Lockup, Cheryl and Josh broke up. They were at the castle and they were, arguing about that, which she had some good points, and I know he was doing that to be, surprise her and be romantic. Now she did have a good point about, Kit was a kid friendly Because I was looking at that couch like, I'm just like, this does not look necessarily kid friendly. But also, Cheryl has been a complete itch with the B. So, I'm just like, whatever. But, so in this episode, we find out that Cheryl's parents, they're going to move up to Michigan. So Cheryl's at her sister's house. And she asks, Cheryl, so are you going to move with mom and dad to Michigan? She's like, no, we're going to go out to Colorado with Josh. And her sister just looking like, are you stupid? Yes, your sister's stupid. I think you knew that from the last time. Also, Cheryl was on the phone with Josh. So she was talking to Josh. Josh is still paroled to his mom's house. And I don't get how dumb Cheryl can be. He's paroled to his mother's house. He can't go live with you in a hotel. He can't do any of that. It has to be a physical address. A hotel room is not a physical address. Like, oh my God. So then she's like, well, she's talking about coming staying with his mama. I'm like, the last time I checked, his mom really wasn't checking for you that much. But he said, his mom feels a little bit differently. And I'm like, are you sure? Because the last time I saw your mama wasn't feeling Cheryl, and Cheryl wasn't feeling your mama. So I don't know how you're going to make that work, but whatever. I'm just stuck on the fact that Cheryl, she doesn't know him. Actually, none of these people know. Well, Brittany and Marcelino know each other. They're married. Andrea and Lamar. The only people who I think have moved extremely fast in their relationships is Cheryl and Josh and Lacey and Shane. Those are the main two that I feel are moving super duper fast in their relationships. Can't say the same for Angela and Tony because a mental fucking health therapist. I just, the world will never know. But let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So this is the last one before we get into the crux of the episode. So we got Andrea and Lamar. So, they make it to the house. Andrea is like, Priscilla and I have a little surprise for you. They want to celebrate him being off parole. Congratulations to that one. So then we see those two talking to each other. And they were having a conversation. He mentioned how excited she was to see those men going on their mission. He was like, but the one thing I noticed was there was no freaking black people there. And she was like, that is, let me see what that dumb broad said. That is a part of her history. Girl, what history? What history? Please explain to me what history that is. What history? I just want I want her to go a little bit deeper into what part of her history that represents. Because you don't see, you don't really see too many black Mormons. So, what part of your history is that from, sis? Yeah, you gotta explain that one because no one's understanding it. And I definitely get where Lamar's coming from. He wants, it's not, I don't think Lamar has any problem being around white people per se. I think what Lamar wants is some, he wants some familiar. He wants to fit, basically he wants to fit in. He wants to, see someone that looks like him besides his fucking family. He just wants to, be able to go out and say, hey, there go another black man, but then there's a white guy right down the street. Like, he just wants something familiar to him. Not, so he just, I get it. And it would be interesting being a black Mormon. I'm not going to dig into that one. I'm just going to let that be, but I definitely get where he's coming from. And, Andrea, she's talking about she doesn't care, she doesn't give a fuck about the skin color. Again, at this point, I'm not judging either Andrea or Lamar because I definitely get both aspects of it. Skin color shouldn't matter, but when he's used to certain things, he grew up in a black neighborhood. Now, I'm not saying you got to go live in a black neighborhood, but find a neighborhood maybe that, is a melting pot of, you know, it's just a bit of a melting pot. You know, you got your African Americans, you got your Hispanics. Yeah, Hispanics. You got your African Americans, Hispanics, Asians. What else? Asian, you know, African Americans, Asians, Hispanics, Caucasians, you know, just whatever. Whatever. Even if you want to throw in a different nationality, you know, like Australians. What else? Anything. I don't know, but I get where he's coming from. I get where she's coming from. Do I think they had a conversation with each other before they got married? Absolutely not. Because if she did, I feel like if Andrea had a conversation with Lamar about one, moving to Utah, two, being a Mormon, he said no to those two things, I think she would have said, well, that's a no brain, that's a no go for me. That's a deal breaker. But obviously they didn't fuck it in a room closet, conceiving a baby. Wow. How do you tell your child when she asks you, when she gets old enough to know how babies are conceived, and she says, "Mommy, how was I conceived?" Oh shit, baby. So, you remember that daddy was in prison, right? Yeah, I do. Well, you know, there's a little thing called a broom closet. So, you know, and I had to pay, you know, the CO to, you know, look the other way so me and your daddy could go in the, you know, in the broom closet and just get it in. And that, I love, is how you were created. Now, I've heard of some interest, I mean, I've heard of, you know, women, you know, ripping holes in their, you know, if they wear leggings or something and sit on the men's lap. But girl, in a fucking broom closet. Let's move on. All right, you guys. So let's go ahead and just talk about Lacey, Shane, and John. So we see it's a continuation of last week's episode with those two arguing, and you know we're married. That can be changed. And it's just like, oh gosh, she's annoying. Like, how the fuck can anybody truly want to be married to Lacey? So Lacey is just literally concerned about John. And I'm just like, oh my God, but you have a whole husband. Here you are worried about the last man. Like, why? She is stupid. So then, you know, she goes over to John's place and John is not there. So then we see Shane, and Shane is out with one of his friends. And, you know, he's telling his friends about the issues with Lacey. Mainly the issue of John being, and you know, she's her having communications with John. Now, the friend tells him some stupid ass advice. I know Shane is 22 years old and he's young, but this was some really dumb advice. He tells him to deal with the stuff, and it might not be easy for her to get over John. Now, let me pause right here and let me get real with you real quick. So, you tell him to deal with the fact that his wife is texting another man. You tell him to deal with the fact that his wife is texting another man and they just recently got married. You want him to deal with some shit like that? No. This is early in their marriage, so no. And then it might not be easy for her to get over John. Last time I checked, it was Lacey that broke up with John, not the other way around. So, what is she trying to get over? Because like I said, once again, she broke up with John. John didn't break up with her. She got engaged to Shane. She was engaged to John. She broke off her engagement with John to go and marry Shane. So, she should have already been over John by the time she married Shane. Just putting it out there like that. Like, she should have been over him before now. Like, I'm just thinking to myself, like, that is the dumbest shit that I've ever heard in my life. Like, the fuck? And then he also says give her the benefit of the doubt. The benefit of the, what? Now, he did say one thing that I definitely agree with. He asked him, do he think that he and Lacey moved too fast? I'm like, yes. Shane says no. I'm like, you're a bullshit ass lie. You and Lacey move extremely fast. Like, you got out of prison, and then a few weeks later, y'all are getting married. Yes, you went too fast. You didn't even take the time to really get to know her outside of, outside of writing her letters. And she never visited you. She came and saw you that she picked you up. Ooh, shit, I didn't mean to spit like that. She picked you up, but yeah, y'all moved too fast. So then we see Lacey, she's like, she's like, I'm so worried about John. He has a past with drugs, and I'm just really worried about him. So then she calls the police station. She says, so I'm trying to see if you guys have an inmate there. His name is John, whatever they said. I didn't catch, they bleeped it out. And they say yes, he's in, I think it was either DUI or DW. I think it was DUI and for drugs. And I'm like, oh shit. Like, he really did relapse over her? God, and then she starts, thank you. I'm like, oh my God. The acting from Lacey is piss poor. Piss poor. But let's move on, you guys. All right, you guys. So next we're going to move over to Goddess and Clint, who are in Tarrant County, which is also Fort Worth here in Texas, in the Dallas area. Tracy. Wow, man. She looks rough. That half-shaved head. She's talking about you guys are seeing me without the wig, without the makeup. I'm like, even with the wig and the makeup, you didn't look that good, but you actually kind of look a little bit better here. A little bit better because you're in jail, so that, she has no choice but to detox herself. Wow, man. Just looking at Tracy is just crazy. Like, it's going back to what I was saying earlier about Brittany. We make choices in our lives, and you either learn from them and grow, or you stay in that same position and you just regress, which is what's going on with Tracy. Tracy has a drug addiction problem. Instead of Tracy trying to, kick her drug habit issues and move forward with her life, it's like she's stuck in that, and she's just stuck, and she can't, get out. Now, I know that, people who are addicted to drugs, it's hard for them, it's hard for them to get off of drugs, but at the same time, they have to want to get themselves off of the drugs. And I just don't necessarily know if that's what Tracy wants, if she wants to get herself off of drugs. And then we were looking at Clint. Clint looked like he's on something, because Clint looked like he was tweaking in those. He looked like he was tweaking in that interview when he was talking to the producers, and then when he went back to where they got arrested, he looked like he was tweaking. He had a pipe of weed on him. I'm just like, man. So they were out here, and they were here in Dallas. They were actually in Arlington at the baseball stadium here in Arlington, and I mean, and in Arlington, there's so many over there by the baseball, because when in that area, if you're not familiar with Dallas, in Arlington, where the old baseball stadium is, because they've now closed that, so we're getting a new baseball stadium. But where the old baseball stadium was, yeah, it was still over there. So yeah, baseball stadium. And then it's also Cowboy Stadium is over there as well. So there's so much stuff over there. Now, granted, I know that the hotels and everything over there might be a little bit expensive, but you can find something cheap, relatively cheap, and just crash for the night. But what did Clint and Tracy decide to do? They decided to sleep in the fucking car. And then there's a knock on the door, on the window. I'm like, why would y'all go to sleep in like that's... It just baffled me that they went to sleep in the fucking car. I just couldn't get past that. I just really want Tracy to get help with that meth issue. Like, girl, get help. Please get help. Clint's mom, I know she gonna be pissed when she finds out. Whew. Let's move on, you guys. Alright, you guys, so let's move over to Dumb, Dumb, and Dumber. Michael, Megan, Sarah. So we see Sarah. Sarah is going to see a lawyer, and she just wants to know about her rights with the kids. I'm like, well, shit. You take care of the kids. Michael don't do shit. Like, you have a case. I mean, yeah, you definitely have a case. Because, I mean, number one, you can prove that he's not that great of a dad. He's talking to different women, so you can definitely prove your case. And that's kind of what the woman told her. And she was like, Michael was a better father when he was in prison. No shit, Sherlock. He couldn't go no fucking where. Where was Michael going to go in prison? But to a cell. So, of course, Michael was the model citizen and the perfect father and probably the perfect husband. But that was because he was in jail and he couldn't do shit. And I don't even think he was a good husband when he was in jail because he was talking to Megan when he was in jail. So, yeah. Sarah just really, she's stupid. And, she's talking about child support. She's like, I see he get money from these girls, but none of them come to Sarah. Okay. And the woman's like, well, the most we could probably get for you is $25. I'm like, oh, $25, and she got 2 kids. Yeah, that ain't the business. That ain't the business. Man, yep. You fucked up when you had a second child with this nigga. Like, you literally fucked up when you had a second child with him. So then let's go over here to Fort Worth where Megan's dumb ass is. So Megan goes to the hotel room where Michael is. Michael is sick, and she just brought him some soup to get him all well and better. I'm just like, didn't your daddy just warn you about that? But I mean, I guess she believed fat meat ain't greasy. I don't know. So then, she's trying to go through Michael's phone, and she's getting locked out. I'm like, you dumb fuck. It's an iPhone. You do realize after a certain amount of attempts, you're going to lock yourself out. It would have just been easy to be like, hey, Michael, your phone just went off. You could have come up with, you could have come up with a lot of things to try to get in that phone. You could have asked him a lot of questions about getting in that phone. But your dumb ass just gonna try to you disabled it. And if he has the iPhone, if he has that setting on there where if you lock it out too many times, it can erase your data, you will be truly fucked, like Chuck. So then they get into an argument about that, and then there's a knock at the door. Megan goes and answers the door, and who is it? Michael's friend Rock. I'm just like, oh, here we go with this bullshit. So Michael and his friend go downstairs, they talking. Now, remember you guys, Megan said that they didn't fuck. But the friend is now changing his story saying that they did. And I'm sitting here looking at Michael like, how and why are you so mad about this whole situation? You're the one that has a whole ass wife on the side. And then you got other chicks you talking to. But you mad at Megan about, I get it. She messed with your homie. But is it that bad? Is it that big of a deal? No. And then, Michael muffed him in the face. I'm like, oh, shit. That's going to be a fight ready to happen. And that's where the episode ended, you guys. So, be sure to like this video, leave your comment, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button so you guys know when I drop anything else. Also, share this video. And if you want to follow me on social media, I'm on Twitter at JB_the_CEO. I am on Snapchat at MrGB_it_is_to_you. And Instagram is Jbsayzwhat. So until the next video, you guys, later.